We are live, man. This is my first time going live. I want to talk about the Rigondeaux versus Vasyl Lomachenko fight. Man, we've been having a talking about the Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, and Wilder and Joshua situation so much, man. Man, people need to talk about this fight, man. This is a historic fight, man, that's going on between these two double gold medalists, two very accomplished amateurs and pros. Rigondeaux is still undefeated. Lomachenko, he lost to Salido. No crime in losing to Salido. Salido is a tough, rugged guy that upsets a lot of fighters. But this is a great fight, man. This is a great matchup. You got Rigondeaux, he been, since he beat Donaire, and Donaire was my guy, and I picked Donaire to win the fight. Since he beat Donaire, man, a lot of, even HBO dropped him. Bob Arum, his own promoter, dropped him. Like, it was weird, man. I know they were promoting promoting what's the name as being the next Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? But it just didn't work out for him in that fight, and Rigondeaux dominated the fight. I thought the problem with the fight was that Rigondeaux made it look too easy. You know what I mean? He made the fight look too easy. He was dropped in the fight. Donaire dropped him in the fight, and that was Donaire's really only moment in the fight. I thought Donaire had a bad game plan. He was trying to knock Rigondeaux out with one punch. He didn't come behind a jab. He didn't do anything like that. And you can't do that with Rigondeaux. You cannot just keep walking towards him. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna pick you apart. He's a natural counter puncher, and he's a pretty good lead puncher when he wants to. Because I seen in that fight that he was leading. You know what I'm saying? With his left hand, he was leading with power shots at times, but he was just walking Donaire into punches. You know what I'm saying? Donaire even admitted after the fight that he was just trying to knock him out with one punch. You can't do that. You have to give Rigondeaux different looks, because look, he got over 300 something amateur fights, close to 400 amateur fights, so he's seen it all. So you got to give him different looks. You can't keep giving that man the same look and don't think you're gonna get dominated in the fight. But you know what I'm saying? Rigondeaux, everybody ducked him, man, from Frampton to Abmamaris ducked him. A lot of guys just ducked the man, and to me it was crazy, man. Like, when people say fighters got, he got ducked, and guys were verbally saying they were ducking the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, and saying that they don't think they can beat the man. Like, on record, he's the most ducked man below the heavyweight division in boxing, period. So, you know what I'm saying? So now he has to go up, you know what I'm saying, and fight Lomachenko, who's another accomplished fighter, who's another, he's a double gold medalist himself, and Lomachenko is no slouch. Lomachenko can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? He beat Nicholas Walters, made him quit. Nicholas Walters, going through his thing with Bob Arum and being inactive. He beat Gary Russell Jr., you know what I'm saying? He had pretty good fights in between with other good fighters like Sosa, you know what I'm saying, who gave Nicholas Walters a draw, other fighters that he fought. And I just think Lomachenko has been, you know what I'm saying, fighting better opposition of late than Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux, no fault of his own, the guys don't want to fight him. The guys just did not want to fight him for him to get that upper level competition. You know what I'm saying? The guys just didn't want to fight him. Guy don't want to fight you. You can't get him in the ring. You can't force the guy in the ring. You know what I mean? So, to Rigo's, case that, guys just did not want to get in the ring with the man. But, man, I picked Lomachenko to win the fight. When the fight was first announced, I picked Lomachenko to win the fight, because when you get two skilled fighters like this, then you know what I'm saying, you nitpicking, right? You nitpicking and seeing who got the advantage. And Lomachenko, to me, clearly has the size advantage. Rigo is truly a small guy, man. Like, he's a small guy. You know, some guys, I don't think they can move up and just be successful. It's just what it is. It's the body type. And he's an older guy. I think Rigo, what, 35, 36, somewhere up in there. Maybe older than that, because you know when the Cubans come over here, they, you don't really know their real age. You know what I'm saying? Just like Ortiz. So you really don't know their real age. But shoot, he may be 38. Who knows? And he's not putting any weight on. You know how the old saying, the old man weight. He ain't even put the old man weight on. You know what I'm saying? He's still fighting the same. He still was fighting at the same weight class virtually that he started when he started at fighting pro. So he's a small guy. But yes, he does have skills that he has the type of skills that can overcome a big man, a bigger guy. But does he have the skills to overcome the size and the skill of another skillful fighter? See, that's the thing. See, if Lomachenko wasn't as skilled as he was, and maybe he was below, maybe as he was a good B fighter, I can say, I'm gonna go with Rigo. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Rigo has A level skill potential and fighting skills. So I will go with him. But two A skill fighters and one of them bigger than the other, I have to go with the big man, dude. I have to go with the old saying, a great big man beats a great little man. I truly believe that. I truly believe in most cases. Now, not saying Rigo can't overcome it, because Rigo is a special fighter, and it does take a special fighter to overcome those type of obstacles. He can do it, but you know what I'm saying? My mind says, Lomachenko gonna win the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just my better judgment. That's just my first instincts. And usually my first instincts is correct. Sometimes I go back on my first instinct and I end up getting bit in the butt. But I truly believe that Lomachenko can win the fight. Now, if Rigo win the fight, man, that's more props to Rigo, man. That's a real cap in his feather. You know what I'm saying? Now, I thought Donaire was a little bit bigger than him. I thought Donaire was bigger than him, but Donaire did not fight the type of fight needed to beat Rigo. You know what I'm saying? Donaire. See, when I first started seeing Donaire, I seen him against Victor Artinian. He was displaying boxing skills as far as using his jab, setting up punches, setting up his power shots. By the time he got to Rigo, he became this knockout artist, trying to knock everybody out. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to knock everybody. He had a string of knocking people out too, and he started getting in love with his power. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that is what plagued him in the Rigo fight. By that time, he just became a guy that believed strongly in his power, which he did have power, but you just can't beat Rigo with power. You have to bring angles. You have to bring a jab. You know what I'm saying? A functional jab. You have to keep that jab in his face. Because one thing about a counter puncher, the one thing that can throw him off is a functional jab. If you continue jabbing him and making him reset, and already Rigo don't throw a lot of punches. And Rigo he does not like to lead. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to lead so he can eat off of what you bring to the table. That's his natural fighting style, is to eat off of what you bring to the table. So this is going to be a great fight, man. I don't know who. I believe Lomachenko. I believe Vegas got Lomachenko as a favorite. I think Lomachenko. They got Lomachenko as a favorite. But yeah, man. In order for Rigo to pull this off, man, he gonna have to let his hands go more. Now, he does have power for that little guy, that little body he has. He does generate a lot of power in his left hand. He's been cracking people orbital bones. I think he cracked Donaire orbital bone. He's been breaking people's jaws. And so he does have power in it, but he's gonna have to throw more punches, because what's gonna happen is this. He's gonna be landing some clear power shots, but Lomachenko gonna be landing more on him. He's gonna be landing more volume. And you know what I'm saying? Certain people gonna be saying, well, I think Rigo won because he was landing the more clear shots, but I like activity. I like activity when it's not just, you know what I'm saying, not just activity just to have activity. I'm talking about activity to where you landing punches on another guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of activity I'm talking about. And in order for Rigo to slow Lomachenko's activity down, he's gonna have to land some hard punches to get Lomachenko's respect. If it comes a time in this fight where he don't get Lomachenko's respect, like right away, like within the first couple rounds, 2-3 rounds, Rigo can possibly get stopped in the fight, man. Because what's gonna happen is Lomachenko going, oh, he can't hurt me. I'm absorbing his punches very well, and he gonna start trying to walk Rigo down, and he can possibly stop Rigo. So Rigo, he's gonna have to come in this fight, let his hands go, and get respect early and often to deter Lomachenko. Now, if he deterred Lomachenko and then get Lomachenko to fight at the pace that he fights at, then Rigo can possibly pull off the victory. But he has to do it. He has to come out and with the mindset, look, the odds are against me. I'm fighting on this guy's promotion, his promoter promoting the fight, his promoter set up the venue. I'm coming up in weight. He has everything against him. You know what I'm saying? Which a fighter of his caliber can overcome, but he has had the right mindset in going there. Now, he has already acknowledged that he's behind the 8 ball, that he got everything against him. So in knowing that, he should already know right then and there to let his hands go. Like, you got to come out and let your hands go, man. See, one thing about saying he got to let his hands go is this: his muscle memory is already predicated on the amount of volume that he put out per fight. Like say for instance, a volume puncher, you're not gonna slow him down. You're not gonna take a volume puncher that's been fighting like that for 10, 12 years, almost 20 years of his career, and say, hey, you got to be an economical puncher in this fight. He may do it for a couple rounds, but as soon as he get hit, or as soon as the fight is not going his way, he's gonna retreat to the same thing that he always does. Like Rigo. Rigo can come out and start throwing a lot of punches in the first 2-3 rounds, but eventually he's going to go back to what he used to do, to what he's used to doing, because that's just muscle memory. So it's just a tough fight, man, for Rigo, man. It's a tough fight, but hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what boxing is about. Boxing is about challenging yourself. You know what I'm saying? He's challenging himself. He's going up and he's challenging himself. Like Kell Brook fought Golovkin, had everything against him, even though he did. See, one thing about him, he got to fight in his home country. You know what I'm saying? Golovkin traveled over there, but you know, he moved up to fight the welterweight champion. I mean, the middleweight champion of the world, the recognized middleweight champion of the world. I know Saunders got the other belt, but everybody recognized Golovkin as being the middleweight champion of the world. We all recognize that. And Kell Brook went up and challenged himself. That's what it's all about, challenging yourself. And I just didn't like the fact that people got on Brook, talking about Brook quit in the Spence fight and he quit in the Golovkin fight. See, a lot of people, man, look, a lot of people never even been in the boxing ring. A lot of people haven't even been in the boxing gym. A lot of people haven't even had a fight, probably. Because if you've been in the boxing gym and been in the boxing ring, one thing about once you go in there and you fight somebody that know how to handle themselves, you will have respect for fighters, man. That's the only way you will have respect for a fighter, and you would not call a fighter a quitter like that, because he didn't quit. He had a broken orbital bone. I mean, hey, the man got to have the rest of his life to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? And then in the Spence fight, Spence broke the other one, I believe. And since he knew how the pain felt in the first in the Golovkin fight, so the second fight when he felt it, hey, you gotta hang it up. That's it. But Rigo, you know what I'm saying? He's daring to be great, man. Now a lot of people say whoever win this fight is the number 1 pound for pound fighter. I don't believe that. Crawford is still the number 1 pound for pound fighter, because he did something that was not done in a little while. He was undisputed, man. He had the IBO, WBA, WBC, IBF. You know what I'm saying? He had all the titles at 140. You know what I'm saying? So he is the pound for pound #1 fighter until somebody does something that's going to dethrone him. Now, whoever wins this fight probably can be number 2. You know what I'm saying? Have an argument for number 2. And I think Lomachenko is number 2, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't go by 1 through 10. You know what I'm saying? I just go by... See, I just got 1 pound for pound. I don't do no list. I don't do no pound for pound list because that gives guys an out to just do just enough to get in the pound for pound conversation. No, in order for you to be pound for pound, hey, you got to go up there and dare to be great, and you got to go up there and you got to try to be undisputed. You got to fight the best. You got to fight the best in your division. You can't skate around people, and hey, that's what you got to do. So the #1 pound for pound fighter right now is Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not the undisputed lightweight champion of the world right now because he's coming up to 147, but he was at the time when he won the title at 140 against Ndago and on a body shot, a beautiful body shot. Crawford is skilled, man. Crawford is skilled, man. Hey, he's skilled, he can box, and he got dog. See, that's dangerous. When the man is skilled, he can box and he got dog. The only guy at 147 I say that he's gonna have trouble with, and that's his Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman got the same dog, he can box, he got dog, and you know what I'm saying, he can box. A lot of people down on Keith Thurman. Hey, man, he's not one time no more. As you move up in competition, the knockouts usually come to a halt because you're facing guys that got better chins. You're facing guys that can handle themselves better. They can handle themselves in the ring better. So, yeah, the knockouts just start going down. But Keith Thurman is still the best 147-pound fighter. I don't care what you say. You can say, oh, he's ducking Spence. No, man, the man is not ducking Earl Spence. He said he want to warm up. He want to tune up. He's going to get his tune up. Then after that, he wants to have do his mandatory with Sean Porter. Because, see, if he doesn't do his mandatory with Sean Porter, let's just say he fight his warm up and then he go to Spence after that. If he beats Spence, guess what? His mandatory gonna still be there. And what if Crawford beat Jeff Horn, which I believe he's gonna beat Jeff Horn, but I think it's gonna be a little bit of a tougher situation than most people think. I don't think he's gonna steamroll him because Jeff Horn is a strong dude. But what if Crawford beat Jeff Horn and then Keith Thurman say, well, I can't fight Crawford because I got to do my mandatory. Then people will say, oh, you ducking Crawford. See, that's why I want him to do the tune-up and then fight Sean Porter. Get Sean Porter out the way. Now, he don't have a mandatory in the way. Then in 2019, like he said, because I don't believe none of these guys are going to fight 3 times in 1 year. None of these guys will, and they have to show me. They got to show me that they're going to fight 3 times in 1 year. But in 2019, then he can start doing unification. And hopefully the 2 guys that he can do the unification with is Crawford and Spence. Now, if Keith Thurman, let's say the combination between if Keith Thurman, Crawford, or Earl Spence can be undisputed at welterweight, man, that's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world to me. Because I don't put heavyweights at #1 pound for pound because heavyweights can defeat any division. So it's asinine for you to put a heavyweight, you know what I'm saying, at pound for pound. I don't see the point in putting heavyweight, because heavyweight is the pinnacle. It's the pinnacle of boxing. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they got weight classes is to you know what I'm saying, protect guys from the bigger dudes. So heavyweight is heavyweight and then the pound for pound fighter. So whoever win that between that trio will be in my book the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. But back to Lomachenko and Rigo. Yeah, I picked Lomachenko to win the fight, man. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what everybody everybody else is thinking of it is. I know some people, I listen to some videos, some people saying they think they know that Rico is too small and they think Lomachenko is gonna win the fight, but their heart is telling them, you know what I'm saying, their heart is going on Rico. I mean, I understand that, because if you like a certain fighter, you want that fighter to win. You know, I like Rico. You know what I'm saying? If he win, hey, that's good for boxing, because of the simple fact, guys has been ducking this man. This man has not been given his rightful due, or given the stage to prove that he's, you know what I'm saying, a great fighter. We all know he's a great fighter, but I'm saying, like, us saying it and him going out and doing it is two different things. You know, you want it to be on wax, you want it to be on film. You know what I'm saying? Because it being on film is your best defender. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to just say, I know he's going to beat all those guys. I have to see him beat all those guys. But yeah, man. So, you know, I got Lomachenko. I don't know what everybody else got, man. But let me know who y'all got. And this is Boxing Talk 8576. Lamont Peterson gonna whoop Spence? Hey, Lamont Peterson got a great chance to win the fight, but it all depends on what Lamont Peterson shows up. Are we gonna get the Lamont Peterson that showed up against Danny Garcia, that tried to box Danny Garcia from the outside? And to me, he wasn't that effective boxing from the outside, because he did not land a lot of punches. Yes, he was making Garcia miss at times, but he was not making Danny Garcia pay. Like, he will make Danny Garcia miss, but he was not making him pay. It's like, you know what I'm saying, Pernell Whitaker said, it's one thing, you know, y'all know Pernell Whitaker, former champion, great Hall of Famer. But he said, when you make a guy miss, you got to make a guy pay. You can't just make him miss. It's one thing to make him miss. It's another level to make him pay. You got to make the man pay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know people agree with that. You got to make a guy pay. And then it was like the last 3 rounds, Lamont Peterson started walking Danny Garcia down and start breaking him down. But he waited too long, man. You cannot wait too long. Now, in this fight against Spence, I believe he got to come right out and start bagging Spence up. I don't think Errol Spence can fight going backwards. I seen in the Kell Brook fight that he did not. See, knockouts cause amnesia to certain people when you knock a guy out. But I seen enough rounds in that fight to see that Errol Spence has some miscomings. In the center of the ring, he's not that comfortable. And he's not that comfortable fighting going backwards. Lamont Peterson has to push him back. Kind of like how Lamont Peterson started pushing Garcia back when he was pushing Amir Khan back. I don't know if people remember that Amir Khan fight. You seen how he was just trying to dog Amir Khan on the inside? Amir Khan was kind of like nudging him off because Amir Khan was uncomfortable. But, you know what I'm saying? Errol Spence likes to come forward. Errol Spence likes to come forward. And Errol Spence is only effective coming forward. That's why I say Errol Spence is a one-trick pony. That's why I say Errol Spence is he's a Margarito. He's Margarito. Now he's a little bit faster with his hands than Margarito, a little bit more athletic, but he has that Margarito style. You know, walk you down, bully you, go to your body. What did Margarito do? How do Margarito fight? And a lot of people take that as being a slight on Errol Spence. Talking about Errol Spence is more than that. He don't fight like no. Margarito was a former champion. You know what I'm saying? Margarito is a former champion. Margarito, you know what I'm saying, did his thing. You know, I know he got caught cheating against Shane Mosley, but he did his thing, man. So I just think that Lamont Peterson does have a great chance, but it all depends on how he fight, man. He has to fight a certain way, or he's not gonna be successful in the fight. It's just what it is. He has to fight a certain way and come out and he has to get Errol Spence respect right off the bat, man. But hey, this is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.